The bar was buzzing with laughter and clinking glasses. Everyone seemed more cheerful than usual, the air thick with excitement and the bitter scent of beer. Yunseo sat quietly, sipping her drink, her gaze drifting over her colleagues as they enjoyed themselves. This vibe is so different tonight, she thought, surprised at how lively the atmosphere was. It's definitely because of the new chairman, one of the girls giggled, leaning in with a sly grin. He's so good-looking. Honestly, he's got this whole cool and distant vibe going for him. They're brothers, but they couldn't be more different, another chimed in. Hyunwoo's warm and easygoing, but the director, he's cold, mysterious. Yunseo shifted uncomfortably, trying to keep her expression neutral. She could feel the attention slowly turning toward her. Hey, Ji-young said, eyes narrowing mischievously. Didn't Director Jungwoo call you into his office the other day? One of the girls gasped. Seriously? Just because they're brothers doesn't mean you have to get close to him too, Yunseo. He only gave me feedback on my work, Yunseo replied quickly, waving it off. As Manager Lee said, them being brothers doesn't automatically mean, I know both of them, we're not close. Ji-young sighed in disappointment, clearly hoping for some juicy drama. Yunseo's thoughts wandered. She remembered standing in Jungwoo's office, feeling the weight of his eyes on her, the cold tone of his words. She had told her colleagues nothing happened, but honestly, not talking to him at all might have been even better. Feeling the pressure from their prying eyes and teasing smiles, Yunseo downed her drink a little too quickly. The alcohol hit harder than expected. And soon she found herself outside, leaning against the wall, her thoughts swirling. That man is weird, she muttered under her breath, staring up at the night sky. Her mind drifted to high school, to another time when Jungwoo had acted strangely. But back then, just like now, no one cared. His looks seemed to excuse everything. As the cool night air sobered her up slightly, she sighed and tried to head back inside. But just as she took a step, her heel caught between the wooden boards of the deck. She stumbled and fell hard, cheeks burning with embarrassment. Ugh, great, she grumbled, brushing herself off and walking back in, only to freeze as she saw Jungwoo standing there watching her. Later, Yunseo sat on a bench, holding her head in her hands as the room spun around her. Yunseo, are you okay? Hyunwoo's gentle voice cut through the haze. I'm fine. I just need to rest for a bit, she replied weakly, waving him off. Hyunwoo looked worried, stepping closer, but in her drunken state, Yunseo managed to elbow him in the stomach, knocking the wind out of him. Oof, okay, he gasped, holding up his hands. Before he could try again, their colleagues dragged him away, pulling him into another round of drinks. From her corner, Yunseo watched the crowd dance and laugh. Miss Ji-young and Manager Lee still have so much energy. I'd love to go home, but I don't want to kill the mood, she thought, sighing. Suddenly, she felt a presence beside her. She turned her head slowly and blinked. Jungwoo was standing there. Without a word, he removed his coat and gently draped it over her lap. She stared at him, confused. I don't need... Then she noticed it. Her skirt, torn from the fall. Her face turned scarlet. Thank you, she whispered. Jungwoo's brow furrowed. Is it normal for you to have such poor self-control? A woman your age should know her limits. Her embarrassment turned to irritation. That's none of your business. Whether I drink myself into oblivion or not, it has nothing to do with you. What if something happened to you on the way home? He shot back. Would you know how to deal with it? Take better care of yourself. His words hit a nerve. Yunseo's eyes narrowed. Fueled by alcohol and frustration, she grabbed him by the tie, pulling him closer until their faces were inches apart. You are so annoying, she hissed into his ear. The room went silent. All eyes were on them, confused and intrigued. Hyunwoo stood frozen, unsure whether to intervene. Jungwoo didn't flinch. Do you really enjoy bothering me? Yunseo leaned back slightly. I admit I was wrong yesterday, but you weren't completely right either. Why are you always acting like some self-righteous prick? Her eyes flicked over his face. I get it. You're good looking, so you think you can get away with anything. She suddenly placed a finger on his lips. If you just stayed quiet like this, you'd be perfect. Jungwoo blinked, clearly flustered. If I stay quiet and act like a gentleman, would that make me your type? Yunseo met his gaze, smirking. Maybe. Then her face twisted. Her stomach churned. Oh no, she murmured, clamping her hand over her mouth. Ji-young's eyes widened. Wait, Yunseo, are you? Too late. Before anyone could react, Yunseo lurched forward, and Jungwoo's expensive suit bore the brunt of the aftermath.